This is Abnormal Entertainment.
Welcome, Floribama Slammers. This is Kevin Moyers.
I'm Frankie G.
And we are going to break down one of our favorite shows.
Surprising favorite.
Yes. For all the wrong reasons. Floribama Shore.
MTV's crown jewel of just god-awful reality TV, in my opinion.
Yeah. And you turned me on to this show, and I had seen one episode of Jersey Shore, maybe.
I've seen zero, so
Yeah.
you've got me beat.
It was on Netflix for whatever reason, starting in season 2. I remember that. It was season 2, and I was curious. I was like, okay, what's the big deal with this? And I maybe got through half an episode, and it just did not grab me. I couldn't do it. So,
And I'd never seen an episode of Jersey Shore, but I had that same mentality without seeing a second of it. So the reason I found out about this show, Floribama Shore, is one of my guilty pleasures is I love The Challenge on MTV. There are two shows that I would always watch on MTV, The Challenge and Catfish. So once this show, Floribama Shore, started coming around, once they started advertising it, I would see the commercials, and immediately my brain went to Jersey Shore, don't give a shit, no thank you.
Right.
And I disregarded all of it. But
Yeah.
I would see the commercials still. And then I was on Twitter one day, kind of a little ashamed to admit this, but one of the porn stars that I follow, on premiere night of Floribama Shore, was just raving about it.
Yeah.
And I decided, all right, I'll give it a check out. And I went back and watched the first episode, and immediately, I know Kevin's sense of humor, I know how he sees the world.
Yeah.
I said, I got to tell Moyers about this. These people deserve his scorn and his judgment. So the next time we got together for Masterpiece Theater, I told Kevin, I said, have you seen that or heard about this show?
Yeah.
And we had a real quick discussion about it. You said, all right, I'll check it out. I didn't believe you that you would.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have blamed you. But the next time we got together 2 weeks later, all I heard was, holy shit, you were right.
Yeah. It was, I put the MTV app on my Roku, and I think they had a couple episodes free. And I watched the first couple, and I was like, well, fuck, I can't watch the rest now. But then that's right when my uncle gave me his DirecTV Now password, so I was like, unlock this shit.
Here we go. Buckle up.
Yeah, and I got through the rest of them. I mean, the first episode, and we're starting here, we're staying current, so we're starting at Season 2, Episode 4
Yes.
with this. We're just introducing this show a little bit, and we will backtrack. We'll go through the old episodes.
I can't wait to rewatch them, honestly.
Yeah, to start mid-season is a little weird, but we're going to do this and set them up so they come up in your playlist in order, and you can watch along. But it was just like, what the fuck is happening here? The Jersey Shore episode I watched was boring. It really was. And maybe because they knew each other already, and I don't know, it's just a bunch of meathead Italians. And,
Whoa. Hey.
well, hey, I am too. But growing up in Chicago...
Neither of us are meatheads.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a little bit of a meathead. But
I think there's 280 pounds combined in this room right now.
But, I mean, being, growing up around Elmwood Park in Chicago, they're everywhere. So it was just like, I'd seen this before. It wasn't anything special. But the Southern Hillbillies that they loaded up on Floribama were fucking...
It's a special
different.
breed.
Yes.
It's a different breed. And it's something you and I are not as familiar with.
No. And that whole beach thing, I've been to Myrtle Beach, so I get that whole kind of, there's the bars and the touristy kind of feel to it and everything.
I had a job that would take me to Panama City Beach twice a year.
Yeah.
One of those times was always during spring break. Yeah. So I'm actually quite familiar with the landscape out there. But this was years ago, a decade ago. Things have changed, but they've stayed the same.
Yeah. They don't change that much in the South. I mean, when I went to Myrtle Beach, which was 3 years ago, there was a pancake house there called Tar Babies. And it's still there.
Tar Babies?
Tar Babies.
Okay.
Yeah. So It's the South. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, this was all I needed was Courtney peeing in Candice's bed.
Episode 1,
I needed.
right off the bat.
I'm in. So yes, which takes us to this episode, which is
Fast forward.
yeah. Well, at this point, if you're listening to in the mid-season, you know who these characters are. So at the end of episode 3, we see they're celebrating Gus's birthday, even though Jeremiah's birthday was 2 days before. They all kind of forget that.
They say in the show that it's a joint birthday, but
Yeah.
the focus is always on Gus for some reason.
I think
They did it last season, too.
Yeah, Gus is emotionally the baby of the group. He really is.
Unquestionably.
Yeah, and
Or at least among the males.
Yeah, I think among all of them.
It's possible.
I can't see any of the women that are that emotionally stunted. He's like a 14-year-old.
All right, I'll give you that one. Yeah,
he
now
really
I'm thinking
is.
about it. He probably is.
And he says that when he was 17, he left home and stuff like that. I don't know what his childhood was like that got him to that point, but he is really like a kid in that sort of way. He cares about his birthday, and he and Jeremiah are turning 23. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, that's not a big one.
Like, no, and it's like when I was 23, I don't remember what the fuck I did.
The only big one was 21. After that, you don't give a shit.
Yeah, and
Well, I didn't.
even 21. Like, all I ever wanted, I want a good meal, I want to get laid. That's my birthday.
There you go.
Like, if that happens, good for me. If it doesn't, whatever. But most of the time, it goes pretty well, thankfully.
Low
But,
expectations, high satisfaction.
yeah, exactly. So, the fact that he cares this much about his birthday just shows a stunted child.
Yeah.
But they go out drinking. In episode 3, Kirk gets arrested because he smacks a guy. And he does. He full-on smacks him in the face.
It was a shot.
Yeah. And this is after him getting them kicked out of one bar because he's throwing crackers at a dude.
I have never heard the word cracker used more times in the same conversation than I have over the course of season 3, which we'll go back to
Yeah.
eventually. And this the
Episode 3,
opening of this episode's episode 4.
And speaking of actual food, crackers.
Yes, not the white folk.
Yes. But, when he was doing that, I mean, the guy started fucking with them first. So...
Doesn't make his reaction
No,
appropriate,
but
but it makes for fantastic television.
And the guy, the bouncer that kicked them out was right. That is battery. You're using a weapon, in a sense, to assault somebody.
Mhm.
So, there you go. But,
And they were warned, and
yeah.
Kirk still took it upon himself to do it yet again.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're out of here.
And so they start there. He's in the squad car. Candice is trying to talk to him. And the cop is telling her, get the fuck out of here, we'll arrest you too. And thankfully the guy that he smacked decided not to press charges. So they let him go.
Which was bizarre to me.
Yeah.
They had gotten home, Kirk, and it was Jeremiah, Gus, and Candice. Just
Yeah.
those 4. Everybody else stayed back in the club.
Because they didn't know what was happening.
had no idea.
They went inside before
And then
all
this
this
is a
shit
little
really
trickery on
happened.
MTV's part. It kind of made us feel like they were just being stupid and oblivious. But if
Yeah.
you sit back and think, how the hell would they know any of this was going on?
Right.
So Kirk, Jeremiah, Gus, and Candice get back to the house. They're actually relaxing when the
Yeah.
cops... Well, Candice wasn't. She was packing her shit to leave. Which, again, episode 3 will cover that part.
Yeah.
The cops knock on the door while most of them are just relaxing around the house. So this guy they were at Coyote Ugly when the slap happened.
Yeah.
This guy called the police, then had them go to the beach house. This guy went with them too. You'll see, as we see later in the episode, to identify Kirk. He went through all this trouble, and then at the very end goes, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
Is that MTV giving this guy a little, hey, come on.
Well, here's the thing, and I listened today to Eliza Schlesinger on Mark Maron's podcast, and
I wasn't aware you listened to that.
well, she has had a stalker, and she was explaining on there. There was an incident where the guy came to her house, and they had him like down at the end of the block, and they asked her to get into a squad car to drive over and identify the guy. So, having heard that may have been the situation here. where the cops showed up and they said, "Hey, come with us and identify this guy." So
I'll grant you that.
That might be the cops asking the guy to come point him out. That's what I'm thinking there. Probably what happened. And the guy was probably like, I just want to go fucking hang with my friends. Now he's sitting in a squad car pointing out somebody, and now I'm going to have to go to the station, fill out a report. Fuck this. Let me just go back and drink with my friends. So it's probably...
At that age, at that level of intoxication, were you thinking like that?
Like, who gives a shit about this, really?
I just want to go back to the bar, or I want to go home.
Yeah, there's that vindictive quality at that age where he's like, fuck this guy, let's get the cop. And now...
Once it gets real.
Now it's going to inconvenience me?
Yep.
No, I'm out of here. So they let him go, and Kirk was relieved. But still...
Kirk was extremely calm and collected during the entire process.
Yeah, because he was like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
This is my fault. He was actually owning his shit, which he does through season 1 every time he goes nuts, which happens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes nuts. He goes
has
crazy.
A hair trigger.
He does.
He really does. But then he owns it later, like, okay, I fucked up. I think 10 years from now, he'll be a pretty well-adjusted guy because he does understand his flaws.
I would agree with that.
I think he'll grow out of this. The fact that he owns it so quickly. But, he was like, all right, and he had to calm Candice down. He had to get her, like, no, she was mad at Gus because Gus was kind of agreeing with the cops. Even though she agreed, yes, he did do this shit, but fuck the cops. Like, all right.
I can see both sides of that argument.
Yeah.
There's the cops are telling us to back the hell off.
Yeah.
Let's do that for everybody's sake. I see that part of it. And I see her not comprehending why Gus wasn't backing up his friend.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. I get both parts. And then, of course, both of their emotions are amplified by the booze.
Alcohol, yeah. There's that. So,
and their lack of experience.
And again, reactionary. And Candice, honestly, is the most cool of the bunch. Of the entire group, she's the slowest to pop off on shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that she kind of snapped and she's packing her shit and wants to go was kind of funny to me. Like, all right, just...
She makes you laugh frequently with her one-liners and her little comments and just her actions in general.
She's the most sane of the bunch. Really is.
After Kirk was released by the cops, she's waving her pimp juice cup around.
She's sitting there
while she's talking.
Talking about Gus disrespecting her, shaking her pimp cup at him, which is the funniest fucking thing. So, but Kirk settles her down like, look, it's my fault. I'm sorry. And then I will say for Gus, he is the most, he's the one that's quickest to work things out. He is that.
When it doesn't involve him.
But even when it does involve him.
Like his personal shit.
He will talk shit out and he will settle things down. He's amicable in that way. So even if it's him in the situation. And he did that with her. And they took the two most sane people, really, I think, of the bunch. I mean, he's childlike in a lot of ways, but they settled their shit and hugged and everything was good. So
yeah, those two are certainly the best out of the group.
Yeah.
But they certainly fall into the collective where none of them ever let anything go.
Yeah.
Every little argument is the worst injustice they've ever experienced in their entire life.
Yeah.
And they absolutely go off the rails about everything. Like, so to continue with along the timeline of this episode, Codi spilled a ton. Codi, I don't even
I don't know
anymore.
what it is.
Because they keep switching on the show,
Codi.
too. They change constantly. Anyway, a tiny little drop.
Mm-hmm.
A little spot on Nilsa's shirt.
Yeah.
And she threw her entire drink in his face. Thank you, MTV, for coming back with the slow-mo replay of that. Yeah. But a tiny accidental little spot on her shirt turned into the worst thing she's ever experienced in her life. And all of them are guilty of this.
And he's just like, he's making out with what he considers to be a hot girl.
Oh, boy.
And look, not to I'm not going to
Everybody has
spend
their own
time
tastes.
shitting on appearances and stuff.
Yep.
She's not what you would consider a hot girl.
In Panama City Beach,
She's
Florida
attractive,
during spring break.
but
or
not
summertime.
Yeah. And Codi is not a hot guy, so whatever for him.
And I pointed this out to you: the crowd watching them make out, like the disgusted looks on their faces as they're witnessing this.
Yes.
Mwah, chef kiss. Fantastic.
Yeah. And I'm not going to shit on appearances.
No.
But so it's like, okay. I mean, she was cute, but yeah, he's making it out like it's Angelina Jolie, and I don't know why I used that exact reference, Angelina Jolie.
That was a weird one. Yeah.
I don't have a specific attraction to her that the rest of the world does. I'm just like, okay. Why I use that, I don't know. But
and
I'm in the minority.
He was also wasted.
Oh yeah, he was wasted.
Everybody's still at Coyote.
The girl said, "Can I kiss you?" Which I'm like, that's my fucking line. Which it is. It works every fucking time.
All of the cast members that were still at Coyote Ugly were ridiculously wasted.
Oh, they were trash.
You're gone when Courtney is your voice of reason for the evening.
And she was. And even she pointed it out. Like,
yeah, she did in her confessional.
I was the sane one.
That's a bad sign. That's time to stop. It's time to go home.
Always a bad sign. But yeah, so Codi was all upset. He was like verge of tears. So Courtney got him home, and that left Amy and Nilsa to take a cab.
The dynamic duo.
And they just they get in this cab, and you pointed it out, which I didn't notice the first time watching, but Amy kind of caused this mishap.
She did.
Because...
Not kind of. She did.
Yeah. Nilsa, she's like, come on. Grabs Nilsa, throws her into this cab. It's a minivan. And the woman driving it had to be like a 23-year-old.
Yeah, she was young.
She looked
seemed young.
She's young, kind of mousy looking. So she's not...
Oh, we're not getting on appearances here.
Well, I mean, she doesn't look the type to be confrontational.
No.
And I have driven a cab. It's a nightmare job. I think I did it for a month. And this scene is the entire reason I would never do Uber. Because imagine this in your own car. She just flips up the center console in the
Nilsa
middle row.
Nilsa
does. And just, like it's a toilet, she just pisses.
Like one of those training toilets that you have for your young child.
Yes.
That's just a plastic bucket with a lid. That's what she did.
That's exactly what
in the center of this cab.
And Amy gets up onto the fucking seat, and they have the captain's chairs in the middle row. She climbs up on it like there's a mouse in a cartoon.
Like the water level was rising in the cab.
And the cab driver says nothing.
Not a word.
Not a fucking thing. And the best part, we're both dying, Nilsa's face when she looks into the camera.
Yeah, she looked like her face had this expression of just like pure satisfaction and contentment.
Yes.
While there was absolutely nobody home upstairs.
Yeah.
That's what her face looked like. It was brilliant.
Like she just went cash cab. And it was the best. And
Courtney is the queen of awkward pee scenes on this show, and that crown will be very, very hard to take. But this was a nice submission into the lore of just awful peeing scenes.
Well, the difference with Courtney pissing on Candice's bed.
On the bed in the recycle bin on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
The adult diaper in episode 2 this season. Or was that 3? I think maybe it was 3. Regardless.
Yeah.
It happened.
But the thing about this is like you're in someone else's car.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, it's a cab, so it's the company thing. It has the lights on top and all, so you know it's a real cab. But you're in somebody else's place. When Courtney did it in Candice's bed, she was home alone. Thought she was in the bathroom. There's nobody around. There's that. I mean, the garbage can thing. I've seen women do this.
Mm-hmm. Not laid across it straight like that. Please tell me you haven't seen that.
In the trash can?
Yeah.
I saw a woman...
She was basically like reverse planking on this big blue recycle bin.
Yeah.
And just going.
Yeah. No, there was a woman at Great America, the Six Flags in Illinois, that did that because the line was so long for the bathroom. She just dropped onto the can and just pissed into it. So there's that. And I've seen guys in Soldier Field do disgusting shit. Yeah, everywhere. So, here's a drain in the floor. 4 guys circle around and piss
nice
into
set
it.
of shoes you got there. Shame if something happened to it.
Yeah. So, Granted, it was 30 below in the stadium and everybody was trashed.
Yep.
But that's what happens. But yeah, Nilsa doing that. I think her face makes that the best pissing scene of the show so far.
Like a frog on acid is what she looked like.
Yeah. And but you pointed out that it looked like she was going to piss outside of the van.
Before they got in the van, and Amy just kind of like lassoed her.
Yeah.
Said, we got to go. Threw her in.
Well, and when she threw her in, too, her skirt was hiked up, so you see her ass. So, yeah, she was, I think you nailed it with that. She was ready to go. Just like, no, I'm going in here.
I can't be outside, I'm being inside. Here we go.
Yeah. So that was a whole thing by itself.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened.
Yeah, and then, let's see, after that, I mean, Codi and Nilsa did work it out. Like, kind of drunk cry, work it out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Boy.
I don't even remember what happened. I don't remember what happened either.
And then he just crawls in her bed with her.
And they just cuddle and go to sleep. Right. They pass out. So that was that. And that's when I really realized, I mean, on the second viewing, Codi is the fucking sneaky groper.
He is.
He is. He is a Me Too waiting to happen. And he does it in such a way that it's consensual. Like, let's just cuddle together. Okay. I think he seems harmless.
He's not.
No, he has sort of an effeminate vibe to him. And
that's fair to say.
Yeah. So I don't think people think of him in a sexual way.
He's disarming.
Which lets him get away with this cuddle thing, which he does later in the episode, too. So, I mean, he's spooning Nilsa going to sleep. Fine. And then the next day, that's when we get into the next day, where Gus is still pouting.
He's having a rough go of it about his birthday.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday. So, the guys are all sitting outside.
Y'all can't not fight for one night. That's all I wanted. My birthday.
My birthday. 23 doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. My birthday. So Codi says to him, what if we all go to the gym, a guy's day? And he goes like, you want to go to a guy's day at the gym?
Yeah. He did.
And they did.
Like a crying kid.
Yeah.
And you're like, would you want to go get some ice cream? And they kind of cheer up through their tears. Yes. Really? You want to get ice cream? Smile? That was exactly his reaction.
It was so fucked up. And like, okay, and he and Jeremiah stayed connected between seasons.
Jerrigus.
Yeah, Jerrigus. As their shirts said, their airbrush shirts.
Amazing.
And they stayed connected. They were workout buddies off season. And Kirk went them in the first season.
Yes.
To the gym. So, he works out too. He goes with them. He's not as big as they are, but
he's in shape.
He's in shape. But Codi going with was like come on, man, let's go hang out as guys. And I was ready for that sneaky cuddle with Gus to happen.
It's going to be hard for him to get between Gus and Jeremiah, though.
That's true.
You said it several times over this viewing. They should just get it out of the way and fuck already.
They should just fuck. And the two of them are so nuts to butts. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's beautiful, honestly.
It is. It kind of is. In a weird way. But yeah, they go gym day. While they're outside on the patio, though, this is where I grew to like Candice even more, because she is just fucking ribbon. Is he really pouting out there over his birthday?
They're bonding.
And she's
having a bonding session.
I'm gonna go out there and throw some pads at them. I was like, all right, I'm Team Candice right now. She had her fit, but now she's having a good time making fun of them. But yeah, they had their bro day at the gym, and I don't know why Codi wore a really saggy
but
tank top.
Kind of like with spaghetti straps almost.
Yeah. And the cameraman focused on his nipples
Hairy
so goddamn
nips.
much.
Hairy nips.
Yes. And it was weird. It was weird for the camera
Every
crew.
scene would start with a nipple.
Yeah.
And then kind of zoom out and pan up to their faces.
Right. And it just went right back to it. And that's the editors too. Why are you focusing on his nipples? I don't know. Okay.
Because they have a sick sense of humor, I think.
Yeah. And he was bench pressing, what, 50 pounds?
I don't think it was that much.
Maybe. There were small discs on there.
Yeah. I think there were 10-pounders on each side.
Two 10-pounders on each side, and then the bar is 5. So, 45 pounds, and he was dying and needed to be spotted for that shit. He can't walk or move at all after this. Like, you see him getting out of the car like an old man. He's walking down the hallway with a hobble. He couldn't do shit. That's the best.
Good for him for going, though, because he spent more time in the gym in that episode than I have in the last 3 years.
Yeah, same here. So, and probably in his entire lifetime. But, and I'll give him a little credit, too. He did it to make his friend happy.
Yes.
Like, all right, let's do this thing. Let's cheer up my friend. So, there's that. And, so that was fun. Let's see. The nipples. Oh, and then they come back. Gus, off-season, has been modeling for romance novels. Basically, Fabio.
He's the cover model.
Yeah. Which, hey, if you just have to stand there, take
probably
a few
gets
pictures
decent money
and
for
get
it,
paid.
too.
Yeah, I mean, Fabio, one of the best-known people in modeling.
Yeah.
He's like the first male supermodel, really. And it was mostly from doing
That's his
those
legacy,
romance novels. Yeah. So he made a ton of money from that. And if Gus can get in that, go for it. Do it. I don't blame you. But Codi was mentioning that, and Gus said, here, read one of these. Just check it out. Just grab any random page. And he starts reading it, and they're laughing, but I really think he was getting... Codi was getting a little...
Codi was getting a little hot and bothered there.
Yeah. So... I like calling him Codi because it sounds fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't know.
It sounds stupid, and these people are stupid. I don't know. Cody, whatever. I don't even know what it is, but he was getting hot and bothered over this thing. You could see it. Like, he's getting flustered because he's looking at Gus and thinking about Gus. And you had the theory he's probably bi.
Yeah, he's either bi or not out of the closet yet and doing all this stuff with the women as a cover, but as... I see more and more of him. It's not a cover. I think he's bi.
I think he's just like sexually open and maybe even a sex addict kind of person because he's making out with women left and right.
Borderline predatory.
Bars. Yeah. The one woman in the one episode looked like she was not all there. Like just
2 episodes ago, he went in the bathroom, hurled, and then went out and started just ramming his tongue down some lady's throat.
Yeah.
So, oh boy.
Yeah. I think he's up for anything.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Buy Pan, maybe. Who knows?
All I know is he needs to get into the audiobook industry reading Gus's novels.
Yeah, he was getting very moist listening to that.
Moist.
I need to go wipe. But that was pretty entertaining. I do like that. Then we get to... I think after that was, Logan on the phone.
Oh, boy.
Because
Logan was at Coyote Ugly at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
And was kind of being a shithead, but it wasn't overbearing. It was a background shithead.
But the first time they introduced him, Courtney's boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
He has crazy eyes.
He does.
He really does.
And that's when she ends up getting into the cab upside down, and he loses his shit just because she was sitting.
Yeah, Kirk had to get her into the cab.
Yeah.
And he was messing with her a little bit. But nothing, anything like two
nothing
friends
inappropriate
would do. Yeah,
at
nothing
all.
inappropriate at all. And Logan got angry.
Yes.
Immediately. Like, just snap at any moment.
Hanger problems.
Oh, yeah. He's worse than Kirk. Way worse than Kirk. Like, Kirk's a hair trigger. This guy is just firing all the time.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's having fun sometimes, but I don't think I could hang anywhere near this guy because I'd just be waiting for when it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so Courtney's trying to talk to him on the phone. He's getting pissed off because he can hear Jeremiah made a cheesecake, smashed it in Gus's face for his birthday, and then Gus smashing it in his own face because they're all fucking trashed.
They were having a good time.
Yeah, they were having a blast. They'd gone to like a Benihana's or whatever and drank a bunch of sake and shit. So, they were having a blast, all the guys. And Logan's like, all I hear is them in the background. Tell them to shut the fuck up and fucking respect me. Respect me. Respect me. Tell them to respect me. And she's getting upset.
he's just oozing anger through the phone. Respect me, respect me, respect me. Because they're having a good time in their own home, might I add.
Yeah. And they don't have cell phones.
No, they're not allowed to have cell phones for the show.
One little house phone.
Yeah, have to use the house phone.
Yeah.
And his anger is completely infecting Courtney, which I'm not surprised about.
And she's nuts anyway.
Yeah. So she's getting upset. But the Logan situation is going to come to a head at some point. It has to.
And it's not going to be good.
Because even the previews for next week's episode, she's on the phone with Logan again.
Yeah.
He's telling them, they don't respect me, tell them to respect me. And then he says, tell Jeremiah to stay the fuck away from you. Was the last thing they showed in the preview. So you know this is coming.
He's super jealous.
Yeah. Possessive.
Yeah.
Oh,
I almost see... Did you see I, Tonya?
I did not.
That movie, I thought was, when I saw the trailers, was going to be presented in a comedic way. But the relationship between Tonya Harding and Jeff Gillooly was... That was a hard movie. It was there was no real comedy in that at all. It was like, holy fuck, the whole time. All they did was beat the shit out of each other. And I hate to say that I see that as their future here. Courtney and Logan, like, that's
I
going
don't
to be
think it'll last
rough
that
between
long,
the two
hopefully.
of them. Oh, no, God, no. But it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to end up with those two in a fist fight in a fucking bar.
And she'll fuck him up, honestly.
Yeah, I think so.
She will cut him.
But that was all of I, Tonya. Like, they were beating the piss out of each other. And that's what I see happening here.
Yeah.
Eventually. So, that dude is, there's nothing good about this guy.
Nope, this will end bad.
You know. And this is where I want the respect supercut for the whole show. Because the word respect and disrespect were said 90 fucking times easily throughout this episode. It was insane. But we do get to some good stuff.
A little more lighthearted stuff.
A little more lighthearted. In the last episode, Nilsa saw that there was a bikini contest.
Well, before that, they wake
bar.
up in the morning, and they're all trying to get a job.
Oh, that's right, the job search.
How these people, it's great. They're reading wanted ads, and they're calling, each one of them calling the one they want to call.
Yeah.
And getting shot down immediately.
Yeah.
For every job they wanted.
Yeah.
And then they finally, Nilsa is from Panama City Beach area.
Yeah.
She says, I know this place, over by the liquor store we like to go to. Let's give them a call. Yeah. And so they call a hot dog stand.
Yeah.
Assuming that a hot dog stand is going to have 8 immediate openings.
Yeah.
For people to come work during the peak of summer season when people are living down there for the summer. 8 jobs just there for you. So the guy agrees to hire them. And as he's hanging up the phone, he says, yeah, I got room for 3 is tomorrow. And they said, oh, great, we got a job. And they get all happy.
And all 8 of them are going to show up for 3 spots.
I don't know if they will. One of them's going to be passed out drunk.
Right.
And miss it.
And not go, yeah.
Yeah, at least.
So, at least 6 showing up for 3 jobs?
Yeah. But now that they have a job, they got to go out and celebrate. And this is where, Nilsa's little plan comes into play.
They all lose the job. But yes, Nilsa's plan from the last episode, she found out there was a bikini contest.
Club La Vila.
Yeah, which you said you've been to.
I have, yeah.
And was portrayed accurately.
It hasn't changed in 12 years, no.
Yeah. So she convinces Candice, who is not very comfortable being in a bikini because she's worried about her boobs, that she doesn't have any boobs. Like, even Nilsa does her chi-chis up.
Chi-chis up. And
Candice is like, I don't have any chi-chis. Chi-chis up. No, I don't have any. She's yelling at her. But they try out their bikinis for the guys to get like an accurate assessment. Yeah,
sure.
They know they'll be honest on their feedback, so they each have 2 they try out, and the guys tell them which they like better.
In one particular case, a little too honest.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Codi.
Yeah, he's getting lusty over Candice.
Like, remember in The Mask when Jim Carrey does the ahooga,
yeah,
when the tongue rolls out of his mouth? That was him this entire time with Candice.
Yeah, and Nilsa's perfectly comfortable.
Oh yeah, sure.
Wanting herself. She goes out in the first one, the second one. They give her the opinions of which one they like, and then Candice finally comes down. She comes out in the first one, and to me, I'm like, that doesn't fit.
It
her
wasn't
well.
a great bathing suit for her body type.
Yeah, it's not like whatever, and she's kind of awkward about it and uncomfortable, and it doesn't fit her well. So I understand why she feels that way.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes up to try the second one on. Second one, perfect.
Nailed it.
Yeah, and it works for her. And even when I watched it the first time, I'm like, that's it.
Yep.
That's what she should be wearing. And she is fit. She looks good. Everything.
Meanwhile, Nilsa's ass and back of her legs looked like she was standing downrange at Top Golf.
Yeah.
Getting hit by golf balls for a half hour.
Like she was paintballing and did not
Just
protect her
bruises
lower half.
everywhere.
Yeah. Well, the bruises on her ass are probably from the center console.
Center console or the butt cheek injections.
Yes.
Either one.
But yeah, all her ass and legs are covered in bruises.
And those things happen, but geez, put
Yeah.
some cover up on those things or something.
If you're going into a competition.
Yeah.
But like, what happened to you? What are you doing to yourself? This,
It was Codi.
It's mostly clumsiness, probably.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Drunken clumsiness.
But she's covered in bruises, which, is white trash sexy, I guess. I don't know. But they go to the competition. She's cocky, gets up there, does whatever she does.
Strutting her stuff.
Yeah, like she in her mind won this before she even showed up.
Correct.
And the other competition looks like they just dragged the trailer park and brought whatever they could find. And it was bad. It was just bad. And then Candice, it's her turn after Nilsa. She's nervous about it. She almost doesn't get up there, and then she finally she goes up and completely lets go of the stage fright.
Yeah.
And has fun up there, does the whole thing, and they line all the women up, and she ends up getting third place.
Yeah, second runner
up, and she's like, holy shit.
Shocked the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Shocked the shit out even Nilsa, like her eyes got big, and she was happy and clapping for
Everybody
her.
was excited
the
for
crowd
her.
went nuts. Her roommates. Yeah, it was great.
But Nilsa already had first place in her head, so she's like, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it gave Candice a much-needed boost.
Yes.
As far as her appearance goes and stuff like that. She wasn't confident. And then it gets to first runner-up, and Nilsa's like, yeah, that's not going to be me. And then they get to the winner, and they say all the way from
Indiana.
And then Nilsa's face just goes, ooh.
Didn't even place.
Nothing. And Candice got it, who thought she wouldn't get shit because of Nilsa. And that was the fucking best. She's like, I ain't never lost a pageant in my life.
This is rigged.
This is rigged.
And then she says, "Where's my Jesus candle?"
Because what would Jesus do? Enter a bikini contest, of course.
This show, these people constantly go back to praying, Jesus, good Christians. Yeah. Despite every action that they perform on this show, it's always back to the Jesus candle and the prayers. And losing a bikini contest. Where's my Jesus candle?
I need to pray. I'm telling you, this is America. This show right now is America right now. It's what it is. So they get back to the house after. Codi is fucking lusting after Candice.
And Candice tries calling her boo Gator J231 Southside God.
Yeah.
Not joking.
Hashtag butt thong. Isn't there a hashtag in there somewhere?
No, she said that after his name. His name is Gator J231 Southside God.
Okay. But yeah, tries calling him. When she told him, she called him to tell him she was going to be in the contest, and he's like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
A little condescending.
Yeah.
You're a grown adult. You do what you want. And you could tell he wasn't happy with it, but he wasn't going to tell her not to do it at the same time. But he was kind of making his feelings known without being a dick about it. So, yeah, she knew
After
he
she
didn't
won,
like
she
it.
tried to call him. He didn't answer. Two times I think she tried calling him. Right to voicemail.
Yeah. And she was upset about that.
Codi sees this.
Oh, yeah. And he's like, come cuddle in my bed. Come cuddle. And she didn't. And when she called, he goes, Candice! And she goes, ah! All cross-eyed and drunk from the couch. That was the best. But he ends up climbing into her bed, cuddling up with her and telling her how great she is and stuff, and she's just eating it up.
Right, and he even, they cut to him in the confessional, and he goes, "Later, Gator."
Yeah.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
He does, and it's like he's playing this game, and he's just gonna the long con. That's what he's doing. He's gonna work slowly until he can convince her he's the guy she wants to be with. And he even says, "Mark my words, we're hooking up before the season's over."
He does. He calls it. He calls a shot.
Yeah.
He's Babe Ruth pointing at Wrigley Field.
And I'm just like, I don't think he's completely wrong. I really don't. And
they even show in the previews for next week.
Yeah,
I think Nilsa says, if I had to put money on some of us hooking up, it's Codi and Candice.
And they're grinding on each other, dancing and stuff. I at least see a makeout happening between the two.
Sure.
Something will happen between. I don't know if it's going to be a full hookup, but something will happen between the two of them. I see what he's doing, and I just totally get it. Like, yeah, he's working this every way he can to get there. And he liked her last season, too. I mean, he said it. But
he didn't pursue it all that hard.
No. Now he's like, all right, this is my chance. Coming back, okay.
He thought about it in the off-season.
Yep.
The whole
he
off-season.
spent the whole time thinking about it. And he's like, this is my chance to make this happen. So, yeah, he's just... he's going to get something to happen here.
Yes.
He's really step by step, and he's not rushing it. He's taking it slow, and he's going.
He didn't sit down and write out a plan, but he has a plan.
Yeah, and he's done this before. He has done
the regret.
Yeah, that's right. He is so many women's regret fuck because he's done this, hooked up, and the next morning they're like, "What the fuck did I do?"
Yep. Plays his game.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but something will. And that's
where we ended episode 4.
That's where we ended that. So
who was your psycho of the week this week?
Oh, it's Logan.
Logan, that's a good choice.
Well, we did have one more scene that happened.
Okay.
While they were cuddling, remember, Logan stayed in the house.
Oh, how could I forget?
Logan stayed in the house, and Courtney convinced him to go into the bathroom.
Oh,
and
this is the quote of the show. Courtney says to Logan, while they're getting ready to go in the shower and get it on, she says, "Did you want to take a shit or do you want to have sex in the shower?" Like, presenting his two options to him. With complete sincerity.
Yeah.
I don't know, they both sound good. I like a good shit.
Yeah.
And I love some good shower sex.
And what does he say? I don't care.
Yeah, he says, "I don't care."
Whichever. Like, I could be up for either.
Oh.
But they go in the shower, which has glass sliding doors, leave the door open, and they start fucking in the shower. Which is all blocked out with a big Floribama
the
logo. And Nilsa goes in there. And she's watching them, screaming, spraying them with the thing. She has her cooch gets blurred out because she's wearing short shorts. And she's putting her foot all the way up on the fucking top of the shower door from the toilet. And it just makes me like, all right, well, that's interesting. But it's just like, what the fuck? And then they invite her in. She's like, "No, I'm a good Christian girl."
She had to go light her Jesus candle.
TV.
Shout out to the subtitle guy for MTV, too.
Yes.
While Logan's carrying Courtney around the house in her drunken stupor, she says 3 coherent words, and then the subtitle guy just completely gave up and wrote "ner, ner, ner, ner" for the rest of her sentence, because you can't hear what she's saying.
No.
Amazing job.
That's pretty much what she said.
Amazing job.
And then, of course, also, he yells at her, "I told you already, I'm not into the butthole stuff." So, yeah.
Oh, the awkward sex noises. That they thankfully subtitled for us, too.
Yes.
Oh, God.
But they're going at it in the shower, and that's that.
So Logan was your psycho of the week, though.
I think so, because he's respect me. Like, Candice was drunk and just felt like we should be taking care of each other. That's not really psycho to me. It's just, her being drunk and stupid and
sure.
Almost a lovey kind of drama.
That's young people drama. Drunk drama. Young people drunk drama.
Codi, he's definitely creepy.
He's creeping up the scale.
Yeah. but he's not. He wasn't too psycho in this.
No.
Again, everything was consensual, but who knows where that leads to. But Logan, he just tipped right into it's going to get fucked up.
Yeah.
And
because all we had seen of him was that when he first got introduced.
Yeah.
And he got a little triggered at the end, and I went, okay, he's drunk. Probably I wouldn't have gone where his brain's going,
right.
Sure, but
yeah.
All right, one time, whatever. Yeah, no, he's creeping up there too.
Yeah. Well, you get kind of two directions you can go with that. You can get where it's him, super jealous, crazy, I'm going to scream and have a shit fit, or
so possessive.
With a similar, and which I've talked about on Prime Cutler, the other show about Very Cavallari.
Check it out.
Yes, Gurney, who goes into himself and he gets all pouty and walks away. So you're going to get those two extremes, or any range in between, when it's drunk and my girlfriend is flirting with somebody else.
Yes.
So, he's definitely, he just has that face of a serial killer.
And I would agree with you on the Psycho of the Week, except for one thing. Mine's Kirk.
Yeah.
Because they went to Boys' Day at the gym.
Yeah.
And the motherfucker wore khakis.
Yeah.
To the gym. Full-on khaki. Not pleated shorts, like full-on khaki pants.
Yes.
And
not even the zipper off at the knee
no,
kind.
There's something not right with somebody who does that. So it's a little out of the box, but I have to give him that one.
I do like his memento-style tattoos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell's going on there, but there's a lot of text, and I think he just needs to remember some shit. Like, here's my address. I'm drunk. You just take me here.
Right.
He just flips his arm out. So, yeah. And there's a bunch of X's through it, because, when you're in your 20s, you move 80 times.
You move a bunch of times.
Yeah.
The futon's falling apart from getting it down the stairs 4 times.
He just threw it off the balcony one time because you didn't give a fuck anymore.
Your friend's screaming, I'll catch it. Yeah. It never works.
So, yeah. It's, I agree. He could be right up there too. He's definitely for the previous episode, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just waiting for Logan, and I'm waiting for Gator Dick.
Gator J231 Southside God.
Yes, I'm waiting for him to show up because I think he's either going to be the most calm guy in the world, or he's going to be nuts.
Actually, I was reading online. I heard he's actually somewhere in Yellowstone Park right now doing something. So, I'm sure he'll make his way to Panama City Beach eventually.
Probably testing out microphones. But anyway.
Where's fanny packs? Inside jokes, folks. Inside
jokes.
jokes.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this full breakdown of Floribama Shore.
It's the premiere episode in the middle of the run of the series.
Yes, but we will go back and go through some older episodes as we go. And I'll number them so that when they show up in your player, they're in order. But so this will look like episode 204, but season 2, episode 4. And I'm really looking forward to next week because it looks like Logan goes fucking nuts.
Yes, we're getting some Logan time.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know that they've edited this whole thing already, and nobody dies probably, but
nothing. Supremely consequential is going to happen because it is very closely monitored despite what they show us. They have security all over the place, but the drama aspect of it is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I think the worst thing that's really happened in one of these reality shows was I don't know if you ever watched Real World.
Oh, sure.
But I only watched one season. It might have been 3 or 4. And there was a guy who pulled a girl's towel off, and he got kicked off the show.
Mm-hmm.
His sexual harassment thing. And this is like in the 90s. So there hasn't been anything like that in 20-plus years on MTV since that incident, and that was probably...
It's not entirely accurate. You clearly don't watch enough MTV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, has there been anything
on
like
the challenge? Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I think but since that moment, they have been cautious.
3 or 4 seasons ago, it was definitely before Dirty 30, there was a sexual harassment issue on the show with housemates, and they kicked the girl out.
Ah, okay.
For sexually harassing a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if anything too severe happens, I mean,
they'll shut it down.
Yeah,
Yep.
they take care of it.
MTV's very aware of the social issues, and like if somebody's getting made fun of, they'll put an anti-bullying message in the middle of the episode. Sexual harassment, they're big on all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, there was a guy that had AIDS, and somebody was making fun of him. I think they kicked him off.
Yep.
So there was that too. So yeah, they're pretty conscious. If anything major happened, we probably would have heard about it.
Yes.
So, I don't think Logan gets to be a serial killer this season. But, the future has possibilities.
You never know.
He could print himself a 3D gun and,
I think that's your next book.
Potential serial killers that never made it.
With Logan from Floribama Shore.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's my number one pick. But, anyway, we will be back with Season 2, Episode 5, as well as backtracking through the previous episodes, which will be fun to rewatch.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, because normally we watch these things and then text each other, so sitting together and watching them is even more fun, actually, because we're fucking laughing like idiots. But we'll get through all of them, and if you want to subscribe, go to abnormalentertainment.com. You can find all of our shows there. You want more reality stuff? I do Prime Cutler.
We're turning into a couple of reality TV old men, basically.
Cutler, at least I watch them as a bear. At least that's my football team.
That's your saving grace,
so I
really?
got that. Yes. It's not an excuse. It's just whatever.
When I start seeing you with Uncommon James Kitchen stuff,
yes,
we're going to have a talk. But until then, go for it.
Big square copper earrings. But yeah, you have that if you like the reality show thing. You have Put It Together, No Cry Zone if you like politics, Cinema Head Cheese, I'm trying to get that going again because I've been slacking.
I just listened to your Rampage. Or not Rampage, I'm sorry, Skyscraper.
Skyscraper,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the Rock as Bruce Willis and Howie Long and Liam Neeson and everybody else. But check out all of those shows over there, and we'll have more of this, more of that, anything you want. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, anywhere you go for podcasts. So check that out. And until next week, for Floribama Slammers, this is Kevin Moyers.
Frankie G.
And we'll see you next time. Subscribe to Floribama Slammers at abnormalentertainment.com/slammer. Listen to every episode on Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, our YouTube channel, or anywhere you get your favorite podcasts. Tweet Frankie G at F3TheMissile and tweet Kevin Moyers at Kevin Moyers. And find more great shows, comic books, books, audiobooks, and more at abnormalentertainment.com.
You've been listening to the Abnormal Entertainment Network.